Hello, what's up my beautiful peoples of IRC and elsewhere, this is Undefeatable Twilight, and today I would like to ramble pointlessly to you about a certain game, namely this one, Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah! The long-awaited, especially for me, conclusion to the Dark Seeker saga, the Xehanort saga in Kingdom Hearts. I'm a gigantic Kingdom Hearts fan. I will admit that right now. I have played every single other game in the series, some of them multiple times, and I own the two collections on PS3, the 1.5 and the 2.5 remix, and also the 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue remix on PS4. I bought a PS4, which you saw when I bought it, because I uploaded a video of me unboxing it, using basically all the money I had. I got like loads of money for my birthday, so I spent it all on a PS4 and a copy of this. Then I realised that I had to actually play 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, before I played this game. So I had to buy the 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue as well, and also watch back cover, Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. So I had this sitting on my shelf while I tried to scrounge up enough money to buy that collection as well. And let me get one thing out of the way first off. Yes, Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth, etc. is a actual game. It is part of the story. You do have to play it in order to understand what's going on. It's not, as I have heard some people tell me, just a tech demo for Kingdom Hearts 3. No, it's not. It does sort of function as that, because it has a lot of the gameplay elements that they do reuse in Kingdom Hearts 3, such as Grand Magic and all that stuff, but it is a game. It does have an actual story. It is part of the story, the overall arching story as a whole. You do actually have to play it in order to know what's going on, because it leads directly into Kingdom Hearts 3, so if you don't play Fragmentary Passage, you won't know, you'll have a bit of the story missing, so you won't know what's going on. So yes, you do need to play that. It doesn't take very long, and it's a good game anyway. And also watch back cover. It's helpful, trust me. I'm going to try not to spoil anything in this video, because I just don't want to spoil anything, because I want people to experience the game for themselves and enjoy it, because I hope you will, because I enjoyed it phenomenally. It is an amazing game. But I will say the thing with Kingdom Hearts is, and always has been, that it is a very complicated series, and you really do need to experience all of it. Like, you can't skip anything, otherwise you will have no clue what's going on. Even things that people say are not really important to the story, everything is important to the story, trust me. Yes, even Coded. I hear a lot of people saying that Coded was just a filler game, it's not important, but yes, it is. It really is. People who say that haven't finished the game, because the ending makes it clear that it is connected to the others. But that's that other way. So if you want to play Kingdom Hearts 3, you will have a much better experience with it if you play the other games as well. Like, all the other games. Not just the numbered games, but all the games, because they are important. They are, like, it's another thing that I hear a lot of people saying, that they call them spin-offs, but that's not true. They're not spin-offs, they are part of the main series. Just because they don't have numbers in them doesn't mean they're not main series titles. They're all part of the same story. They all have a continuous story going through all of them, and the so-called side games exist in order to push the story towards its conclusion in Kingdom Hearts 3. So they had a lot to get through, and they couldn't fit it all in 3 games, okay? So, alright, now that we've got that out the way, let me talk about this game, because my god, this game is amazing, and I love it so much. So, I'm not really sure what I can actually say about this game, other than just gushing for 20 minutes about how cool it is. And I haven't really scripted this video, so it's going to be a lot of probably I'm gonna have to edit out a lot of pausing and stuff when I think what the hell I'm supposed to be saying. But let me start talking about the first thing that came to my mind, and that is the gummy ship segment. Now, veterans of Kingdom Hearts, such as me, may remember that the gummy ship in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 was, well, in 1 it was terrible, in 2 it was kind of okay. At least it was playable. It was playable in 1 really, but in 1 it was like the most boring, stupid mini game ever, and I really didn't like doing it, and I don't think anyone really liked doing it. So 1, the gummy ship sucked. 2, okay, they got a bit better. They improved it a lot. They made the gummy ship levels more exciting. They had lots more going on. They had it was more fun to play. Gummy ship in Kingdom Hearts 3, oh my god, this is amazing. They did it so well. They basically made a whole other game just around the gummy ship. Like, it's not just going through levels trying to get to where you want to go, like linear paths with shooting enemies and things. You have like a whole freaking entire world worlds plural actually, to explore with the gummy ship, and you can go around, you can fly around freely, you can search for treasure, you search for blueprints to parts to upgrade your ship. You can fight enemies, you can go fight battles, you can fight bosses. There are like actual freaking bosses that you can fight in the gummy ship. It's like you can just go all the way out, and there's like so much to explore, there's so much to see and do in the gummy ship, and I just spent hours in the gummy ship mode just doing everything that that I was able to do, and I did not get bored 1 second. I enjoyed every single second of it. It was so fun to play the gummy ship section in this game, and I really loved it. Like, it could be an entire game by itself, I swear. But there's so much to see and do in the gummy ship part, and I got like the I'm gonna go say, but let me permit me to brag a bit. I got the Golden Highwind, the super ultimate best ship ever that you get for defeating the really super hard bonus boss, which is actually a cameo from a different game. Not many people know that. It's the boss from a game called Einhender, and they put it in Kingdom Hearts 3, which is awesome. Yeah, I beat that friggin' boss the first time I encountered it, so check out my mad gamer skills over here. Okay, yeah, I was playing on beginner, but shut up. It was hard, but it was doable, and I recommend you try that, because if you get the Endymion ship, and which you can get by getting all the pink crystals in the Misty Stream area where the boss appears, get the Endymion ship, get the level up enough so you get the oh no, you don't have to level up, you beat the Dread Shark, that was it, so you get the repair kit, and then go to the massive tornado that you see in the middle of the world, and you fight the Schwarzgeist.
Huh? I think it's hostile.
Takes a few tries, but eventually you can get the hang of dodging its attacks and whittling down its health. Eventually you will beat it, and you'll get the Golden Highwind, and then you can basically just kick everything's ass. It's amazing. But yeah, in short, the gummy ship section is fantastic. The next fantastic thing I want to get to see, and I told you, I just end up gushing the whole time. This is what I do. Next thing, a fantastic thing I want to talk about is the battle system. It's so much fun, and I really love the way they did the battle system in 3, because in 1 especially, the battle system was rather clunky in 1. I'm going to say that right off the bat. It just felt really weird, like it felt really hard, not hard to control, but just like really clunky and awkward and stiff, and it wasn't that fun to play. And 2 made like a hell of a lot of improvement. Let's ignore Chain of Memories, because that battle system was the worst in existence, and I am so glad Square Enix didn't do that again. But 2 made a huge deal of improvements to the battle system. It felt more fluid, it felt more stylish, you could like have more dynamic attacks, and the combat just felt a lot less stiff and a lot more fluid and all that. So that was much more fun. But the thing about all the battle systems is that it was kind of the same thing in all the fights. Like, there wasn't really anything to sort of add some variety to make it interesting. It was just attacking and using magic. It was the same thing every time. But in Kingdom Hearts 3, they added a few extra things to make battles really interesting. So now, even though it's the same basic kind of gameplay mechanic, there are a few other things that happen that like randomly happen, and you can do them if you want, or not do them if you want, and they add some real variety to the thing, which I think is really interesting. You've got like situational commands where sometimes one of your party members will call out to you and you can do a special attack with them, kind of like the limit breaks in Kingdom Hearts 2, but you don't get to decide when they happen. They just sort of happen whenever the character feels like it. And you can get like the new attacks, which are the attractions. I forget what they're called. But there's new attacks based on Disney theme park rides, which are freaking awesome. They look so cool to use, and they are very helpful as well, very powerful. You can clear loads of enemy groups out with them, and like really easily, especially early on in the game. And also the Grand Magic and the new forms for Sora. Like every different keychain that you can equip has its own unique form that Sora can turn into when you hit enough combos on enemies to build up the meter. And that just I love the way that adds just a extra bit of variety to it, because like I said, every keychain is different. Like you got for example, you got one that has like guns that you can shoot with. There's another that you can basically swing a giant hammer around and pound enemies into the ground with it. It's just amazing, and it really keeps the battle system varied and interesting. That's why I really loved the battle system in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I found myself actually enjoying battles. Like, they never really got boring. It wasn't just like, oh, I gotta kill these enemies so I can move on to the next area. It was like, oh yeah, let's have fun and kill some Heartless and nobodies. Fan service. There's a lot of fan service in this game, and again, it's kind of hard for you to talk about it because I don't want to spoil anything. But trust me, if you're a Kingdom Hearts fan and you've been following the series all the way through, and you know everything about the series, and you are a fan of the series, you will love this game because it is packed with fan service for Kingdom Hearts for Kingdom Hearts fans. That's all I can say, really. I don't want to spoil anything. You'll just have to play the game and find out. But it's awesome. Okay, so one thing I wanted to complain about, or rather, one thing that I didn't really like about the game, was that, and this is a problem for all the games, not just this one, was that ultimately the Disney worlds, while they are fun, while they are very entertaining, and while I did highly enjoy playing through them, and I did highly appreciate the fact that they actually had original stories this time, well, except for the Tangled and Frozen worlds, but you know, those are more recent games, more recent movies, sorry. But the one thing I didn't like is that they don't really matter in the long run. Like, there's nothing that happens in the Disney worlds that actually has, okay, maybe sort of, slightly, some parts, but most of it, it's just filler. It's just padding. Like, it doesn't really affect the overall plot as a whole. It doesn't really matter. You could basically take out all the Disney worlds in the game and watch the other cutscenes, and it would still form a cohesive plot. Like, that being said, however, and this is going to the small, tiny thing I mentioned earlier, I really liked how they actually did try to incorporate the Disney worlds into the villain's plots, into the villain scheme, and into the overall thing. Like, most of it was still filler. That can't be denied. But I really did like how it was. I really did like how they did that. It was interesting, and I'm kind of repeating myself a bit here because I'm not sure. I can't really say much without, again, spoiling it, so it's kind of hard to talk about this. But there was a lot of stuff where the villains, the main villains, like the main bad guys, they were all like, oh, we can use this aspect of this particular world. This might help us in our goals to do whatever the hell we want to do. I don't know. I'm a fan of Kingdom Hearts, and I even have no idea what the villain's plot was. Basically, he wants to erase the world. That's it. That's all it is. That's Xehanort's plot boiled down to a nutshell. So, yes. So that's kind of disappointing, I guess. But the Disney worlds are still awesome. Oh, and I guess maybe minor spoiler coming up, but it's not really like a super important plot point, so I don't know. Some people might have predicted this already, but for others it might kind of ruin the surprise, so, but I'm going to say it anyway. Am I an idiot? That's a rhetorical question, don't answer that. The game has a frozen world in it, and I knew it was following the plot of the movie, but for some reason the Let It Go scene still surprised me. Like, I did not honestly expect them to actually put the song in the game. Yeah, they put the whole Let It Go sequence from Frozen into the game, reanimated and everything, and with extra scenes of Sora, Donald and Goofy as well. Not in the actual song, but like outside. So they don't like interfere with the song, don't worry about that. The song is like the original recording taken from the movie. Because I think Idina Menzel voices Elsa in the game as well. So that you see like the whole scene with Elsa and the Ice Palace and whatever, the whole Let It Go scene. Don't pretend you don't know it, everyone knows it. And then it cuts like occasionally to scenes with Sora, Donald and Goofy outside climbing up the mountain trying to get to where Elsa is. And it just took me by surprise, and I don't know if I should feel ashamed for not thinking that it would be in the movie, in the game. I mean, the only time they did songs before was in Kingdom Hearts 2 in Atlantica, and there was an actual, the whole world was designed around that, and there was an actual gameplay thing based around that. They've never included the actual songs from the Disney movies in the Kingdom Hearts worlds, unless you count background instrumentals, like the background music in Halloween Town is an instrumental of This Is Halloween. But they've never actually included the actual songs unless there was some kind of gameplay thing about them. So it just really surprised me that Let It Go showed up fully intact, the exact scene faithfully recreated in the game engine in Kingdom Hearts 3. It just really, I was like mind blown. So yeah, maybe I am. Maybe I should have seen it coming, but whatever. They also had Do You Want to Build a Snowman in there, but they kind of shortened that a bit. And Anna talks over it most of the time, but like, I was really surprised that they had Let It Go in there. I was like, the scene started, and it was like almost the same scene from the movie, just with Sora, Donald and Goofy in it. And you hear the music starting in the background, and I'm like, okay, I still like didn't think they were actually going to do it. I was just thinking, okay, they're making like a little nod to the movie here, having like Let It Go playing in the background. I thought it was just going to be like another scene of Sora, Donald and Goofy climbing the mountain, while like maybe an instrumental of Let It Go played in the background, like as a reference to that scene. And then Elsa started singing, and I was like, oh my god, they actually did it. Yes. So yeah, Let It Go was in the game. So I'm sorry if that surprised anyone who wasn't expecting it, but I don't know. I'm just wondering if maybe I should have expected it after all. It is such an iconic song after all. Another thing just came to my mind. Pirates of the Caribbean. Yes, there's a Pirates of the Caribbean world in this one as well. Sort of roughly based on Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, the third movie. They skipped the second because, according to Nomura, it was too concerned with setting up its sequel to function as a standalone plot. So they skipped that one. But I have to say, they did a much better job with the Pirates of the Caribbean world in this game than they did in Kingdom Hearts 2. Firstly, with the voice actors, they still couldn't get the actual original actors from the movies, but the new voice actors they got do a much better job of doing the voices, especially Captain Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
He sounds so good in Kingdom Hearts 3. I actually thought it was the original. I actually thought it was Johnny Depp at first until I looked it up and found out that it's not. But I can't remember his name now. But the one they got for Captain Jack Sparrow in Kingdom Hearts 3, he does a way better job than James Arnold Taylor did in Kingdom Hearts 2. Because his, I don't know. I mean, Captain Jack Sparrow has always kind of been a kind of an idiosyncratic voice and sort of hard to convincingly imitate. And James Arnold Taylor's he made an effort, but he just came off sounding kind of like a bad impersonation of Captain Jack.
Those pirates kidnapped my swan and took her to their ship. Now they've sailed, and I'll never be able to find her.
Then she's long gone. The Black Pearl is nigh uncatchable. Best find yourself another girl, mate.
And the one they got in, I really need to remember the name, but I can't, so whatever. But the one they got in Kingdom Hearts 3, he just did a fantastic job. Like, he sounded completely believable as Captain Jack Sparrow. And the way that they did the, because obviously this new graphics engine means they can do more realistic graphics, and they did that really well with Sora, Donald and Goofy. The way they did those three in the Pirates of the Caribbean style, because they actually tried to do them in a more realistic style, so they fit more in with the world, because obviously it's a live action movie. Compare that to Kingdom Hearts 2, where they all still were animated like cartoon characters and therefore stood out like sore thumbs among the otherwise very realistic looking world. So they blend in a lot more with the world in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I enjoyed it. And the ship thing, the naval part, yes, I did get severely strong Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag flashbacks from playing that part, which is not a bad thing, not at all. I love that game. It was really fun, and I like the little special moves you can do. And yeah, that's all I have to say really. It's just a fun time. I like it. I had another thing I was going to talk about now, but I've forgotten. Oh yes, there are people in the game. There are people in the world now. Finally, there aren't just like. Okay, so there were some NPCs in 1 and 2, like in Traverse Town and Twilight Town, but now there's like people all over the place. There are NPCs. There are people going about their day. You can hear them talking to each other as you walk past. There's life. There's existence. The worlds are not just completely lifeless and empty like in the past games. It just I don't even know what to say. It's just awesome. It adds so much like extra stuff. I don't know the proper word for it, but it's really cool to see it there. And you like and your characters will often like make comments on things, like just either on what they see or what's going on, or just randomly making conversation, which is really interesting. You can hear a lot of just really interesting snippets of dialogue just from running around the worlds or just waiting around and listening to what the characters say to each other. It's really cool. I like that. And I also like the fact that you can have more than 3 party members, because now you don't have to cycle through party members. Now everyone gets a turn, and it's awesome. Because in Toy Story World, for example, you can have Donald, Goofy, Buzz and Woody all in your party, all at the same time. They all help you fight, and it's awesome. Oh, and freaking piloting the mech, best thing ever. Nothing more to say. It's just awesome, and I liked it. So, I think I have rambled for long enough now, and you probably got bored halfway through this video, but if you did watch this all the way through and you enjoyed hearing me ramble on pointlessly about games I like and gush about them for way longer than I should be, then please remember to like this video, leave a comment if you want to see more, and share this video with everyone you know, and don't forget to subscribe and ding that notification bell so you know when I make a new video, because I have many more games I could gush about, and sometimes the mood to do a video just strikes me, and then this happens. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again whenever I decide to make a new video. So until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Remember to stay positive. Love and peace.